Welcome back, everyone. Going into the third hour here of Roleplay Mirrorshades. So we've got an Earth Spirit, or Rock Spirit, or something.
That's a good face. Dodger was making a very weird face. Yeah, that one. So you've conjured up this spirit. It makes a lot of noise, like the actual like ritual and everything. And I think that what's gonna have to happen is that this is when the guards notice, and they're gonna start like basically shooting at you.
Conjuring it made a lot of noise?
Sure, yeah, because it's a ritual, right? But that's fine. They saw you anyway. Like they're close enough now that they like.
Was it because of Stomp?
Yes.
I probably should have conjured in a different way.
I mean, but
Didn't think ahead.
But even then, like you can't conjure like quietly. It's not like a spell. Like you have to make, especially the shamanic tradition. Like you're shaking stuff and
cooing,
humming or singing or you have to get the attention of the spirits. So the Seder Krupp guards, they pull up, and you hear gunfire. The windows outside, like Bonbon, you're inside. So outside, there's like the pattering sound of glass getting hit with bullets, but it's like I said, bulletproof glass. So it's like pinging off the glass, and you can hear cracking. And Crusher and Knight's Ass, you two, did you fall back into the building? Like, is everybody there when they?
That was the plan, was to fall back as soon as I put the C4 down.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
And I do that kind of like roadie run backwards, where I've got the gun up and I'm walking backwards.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you fall back inside the admittedly fairly like limited like glass barriers of the building, and I think that they move up this way so that they have a clearer shot at you. And so they're firing at you, trying to like get a hit, but their only real venue is through that open door. And so they're outside. You get in.
I shut the door.
Exactly. The door closes behind you, and it's a little intimidating because it's like you don't have any hard cover. You just have like, how long will this glass hold out before it breaks? And also, Crusher, when you and Knight's Ass get in here, there's a huge.
Yeah,
like,
I shut the door and then turn around. I'm just like, why the fuck is this here? Who said we could summon a fucking...
Okay, we didn't know what you were doing, and we
get it the fuck out of here before I fucking lose my shit.
He's fine. You're fine. Don't listen to him. You're beautiful. But we need
it grumbles in response.
We were just trying to work on this door, and we needed him to help us, so...
Send him outside.
To explain yourself. Come on.
Send him outside. I'll open whatever the fuck you need, but just send him out. Have them go do whatever they want to.
Yeah, and I think the spirit looks at you, and it's at the ends of its sort of arms. The rocks kind of like tumble around, and it forms hands and kind of like flexes them, and you can sense that it's like waiting for the command.
It wants to play. Let it play.
I didn't want to make him fight. I just wanted him to help us open doors.
I can't believe I'm talking to this fucking magical creature, but do you want to be caged? Do you want to be left alone to open things like this, or do you want to go outside and just crush them?
It rumbles slightly.
That's an affirmative rumble. You know that, right?
I look at Bon. For some reason, I almost said breakdown, and I was like, "That's me."
I look at myself.
You look
I look at myself in the mirror and really
your inner
contemplate who I
Knight's Ass.
truly am.
What do I really want?
I look at Bon and I just say, I guess it's your guys' call. I'm not the leader. However would be best to use him, just let me know.
Get us through this door, and then send him outside. Okay. Or at least get the pad off so I can start working on it.
I give him the command to get the pad off the door.
Okay. All right. So that's one of your 4. Okay. Well, I'll let you roll for him. Roll 8 dice. Difficulty for this to like brute force just pull the thing off. It's hardened. Let's say difficulties. Target number's 10.
I'm imagining the rock monster from Galaxy Quest.
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
It didn't work.
Yeah. Me too. I was imagining that also.
Good.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So it Yeah, it starts to like it puts its hands on the panel and like squeezes a little bit. And you can hear the metal like bending a little, and it's like pulling on it. But without like you've told it not to like just crush the thing, right? Like just to break
Right.
the panel off. Yeah, and it kind of like pulls a little bit, and you can hear like the metal like whining a little, and then it just stops and looks at you and kind of like shakes its whatever passes for its head.
I interject. What's the goal? Are you trying to get inside that?
And we need to get through this door.
So we just pulling this thing apart. All right, and I put my hand on one thing. Say, the magical rock thing. Grab the other end. Here, we'll do this together. This is a lot for me, by the way. Hadia's gonna have to talk to me. I'm gonna go through therapy, working with some magics.
Okay, I tell him what to do.
Okay, so the plan here is that you're both gonna try to like pull on it together.
Try to
Okay.
split
All right, so
the
Crusher,
workload.
you make a strength roll, and it'll help you. Just take an extra die,
Okay.
and go ahead. And,
Can an assist ever lower the difficulty?
no,
what
it just
happens?
adds more dice.
Okay.
What is the difficulty?
10 for this thing.
1 success.
you go.
Ah!
Okay, so that's used up two of its help things, or two of its things it's gonna do. And yeah, the two of you like grab the panel and yank it free, and it's really like it's built into the wall, so you're pulling like a big piece of the wall away. And then underneath you see that sweet pay dirt of a big thick data cable running off into the infrastructure of the building, and it doesn't terminate here, but it runs off from that. So there's this big like black and yellow like cable that you know for sure is a data like through like a throughput.
Okay. I just immediately plug in just before anyone can even say anything.
Okay. All right. Yeah. There's an interface port here for sure. It says on it like on the port like do not access without proper credentials.
Which just makes me move faster.
Yeah, totally. It's like this is a secure port.
I'll
use without-
access you.
Yeah. So all right. So you zip, pull out your cable, plug into your deck, and then plug into the wall. And as I think you're vaguely aware of as you plunge into the matrix, you're vaguely aware of the soldiers outside. They start running, like moving towards the building. I'm gonna roll to see if they notice Crusher's trap.
Fingers
Oh, God.
crossed.
Roll
So-
1d100. If you gets a 1, they
Well,
notice. Oh!
I want to metagame this, but I won't. Never mind.
Well,
What do you
okay, so
mean?
I mean, you did explicitly tell me that it was meant to be a trap, that they're meant to like run
But,
into it. And
yeah,
they
the
move blow 'em
trap
up.
would be that when I see them running over it is when I explode it, not
Exactly, yeah. So what I'm testing for is when they come out of their cover, do they spot it and are like, whoa, hold on, there's a trap, or do they run into it and then you can blow it up?
Okay, gotcha.
But
That
yeah,
works
you
for
did
me.
explicitly say it was a trap. It's outside of the light because you said it was like 10 meters from the building, and they're not expecting it, right? Necessarily. So I'm gonna roll. I'll roll their dice pool, and we'll say target number 8 to spot it. So these guys have 5 dice. Target number 8. Let's see what happens.
1.
No.
Okay, so I think with only one success, they run in, but it's not the first guy that spots it. It's one of the guys near the back, and you hear, and this is like he's too startled to like not to subvocalize it into the comms. You hear someone in German say like, I don't know, Achtung or something, but they're like the subtitles. One of the soldiers yells in German, and the subtitles like it's a trap. And then you hear them shout, "Do you want to hit the detonator?" You're not going to get all of them, but
Can I see how many there are? Not just that are going to get hit, but just in general, how many there are out there.
there are 4. Yeah, there's 4 of them.
And they're running to the building?
Yeah, they were gonna breach and clear the door, right? Because they knew shooting at it wasn't going to do anything.
What is the likely... The door is closed, right? So if I shot my assault cannon at it, it would just blow the door up?
It would shatter the glass, certainly. Yeah. I mean, the bomb going off, because the glass has all been weakened by several bursts of fire, that whole glass wall is probably going to come down when you detonate the C4.
Okay, yeah. I guess we set it up. Let's just blow it.
Okay, all right. So I think you get...
What's the damage on that?
You get either half of them or all of them. I don't know. You look. Let me look
I don't
at the
know.
damage.
I think I did write
I'll just
down.
take the damage.
I have these are the notes. I need to consolidate something because this is just scribble. This is just nonsense.
It's just a mess.
Yeah, it's just a fucking mess. I did write down the damage somewhere. I remember once upon a time.
Yep, I got explosives here. Plastic explosives. Once they're detonated, you make a resisted demolitions test with a barrier rating, blah, 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 explosive. All explosives have a damage code of 6d3 and are handled like grenades with a reduction in power level of -1 per meter. So I'm gonna say that
damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2 of them. They're just standing on it when you blow them up.
Oh,
so
red
2
mist.
Yeah, 2 at ground zero, and then another 1 at. Let's say I'll give him a test. He's at like 4 meters away, so it'll do less damage. But and then 1 is like out, the guy who noticed it and stopped. So let's resist. Let's resist a 63 wound for these guys. So we've got body of 4, I think. Yep. So this is a recon team. They're not wearing their full armor. They don't get dodge pool. Just walked into this shit. Target number is 6, and armor rating they only have 3 instead of 5. They're not wearing their jackets, just their armor clothing. So let's take a look. Okay, so they got 3 successes just from armor. So deadly to serious. So they both take a serious wound. Which is enough definitely to like put them down. So yeah, they run in. There's a series of very quick, like rattling explosions as each C4 detonates, and it just throws like dirt and guard up in the air. The shockwave from the explosion, hits the glass wall, the barrier, and let's see if it drops. Can you make a demolition skill test? You're not intending to blow it up, so I'm gonna make it a target number of 8, and if you succeed, then this is just a way for us to know whether or not the glass wall breaks down.
Gotcha. Here is the roll. 0 successes.
Okay, so no, it doesn't.
Nice.
So
Good job.
maybe like a panel like shatters, but for the most part, the wall cracked, the glass wall cracked though it might be, is still standing. So you still have that cover. There's maybe like a little area that's been blown open.
Okay.
I'll resist damage for the guy who's a little further away. So no dermal armor, no dodge pool. Target number for this guy, because he's 4 meters away, is just 2. And an armor rating of 3. Okay. So this guy, deadly. Yeah, he got 6 successes, so it's down twice. He takes a moderate wound. So M wound. And then the last guy falls back into the trees again. So I think the 2 guys that got hit most are just lying on the ground. They're just like laying on their back. And the guy that's injured is staggered, and they basically break cohesion. And this guy runs over here.
Okay. You said one of the things was cracked?
Yeah, it's broken. Like the wall is like basically like knocked in. There's a panel. Oops, I'll get rid of that tree. There's a section, because they're in these big like mosaic panels of bulletproof glass. One of them is broken, but it's not like directly between you. It's maybe like one up here.
Not the mosaics.
Dodger really wants to do something. I was gonna say
Yeah.
go ahead, but Dodger.
All I was gonna see, maybe somebody made this goof already, but I just got really excited because we're bomb threat and we set a bomb. That's all.
True.
Yeah,
It's true. Only
I was
one of
excited
them.
about
Only
it.
one of them noticed the threat. But
Okay, so if there is
Oops.
what I intend to do with this is have my voice carry loud enough to where they could hear me outside if I was to scream through one of these things, windows that I've blown up. Would that be possible?
sorry, what do you want to do?
I want to be able to carry my voice outside so that they can hear me from.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. If you shout, you got big lungs.
Okay. Then I walk over to the door and shout and say, we don't want any harm out here. There's C4 everywhere. Don't come inside and we won't harm you. I'm sorry about these men out front. We're just here to do a job. You know how it goes. And I turn around and look really proud about that.
Okay, so you're basically trying to intimidate him into fall. This like the guys that are still. I mean, they're all alive, but 2 of them are badly injured. You're basically just warning them like there's more where that came from.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if they. I mean, for them, I mean, we cut to their perspective, and it's like the fucking like World War II, like their ears are ringing, like horrible tinnitus.
No, they
One
just
of the
had a
guys'
terrible
leg
death.
is all blown open, and you're just shouting at them. Also, they're shouting at each other in German, so it's especially World War II.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have you make a roll. Do you have like a skill, like intimidation type of a skill?
Unarmed combat would fit this perfectly, Adam.
Yeah, you just flex at them.
No,
Want some of that?
I don't have a skill for
Okay,
this.
make a charisma test, and I'll roll their willpower. We'll give
what would the target number be for this, Adam? For
you. Let's say target number 3. I'm gonna make the target number 6 for them, and then whoever gets more successes.
Well, you go ahead and roll first, because I have 1 charisma.
Yeah.
So if they get 2 successes, it's an autofill. Great.
I mean, you can tie with them, right? If you get 2 successes, you can also buy a success with karma.
I have 1 charisma, Adam.
Oh, you have 1. You could tie. Oh, nice.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so they.
Oh my god.
They don't break protocol. Like they're just going to continue.
Do they not speak English and just think I insulted their mothers or something?
No, they definitely speak English. But, I think that they're just not. It's not enough to break them. They're like, yep, okay, this is just a new piece of information, and we know there are now like bombs set up here. Like they're not going to underestimate you the next time, but they're not also like, oh fuck, fall back, we have to get out of here. It's it's fine. You like that scared German accent. But Gavin, so Gavin points out, he updates you because you were asking him to, Crusher. He says, so the mystery squad coming down the road, they're parking out front. I see 6, and you can see them like kind of glassy eyed. I see 6 fatigued. They have assault rifles. I think this is council security. I think this might be it's military for sure.
Okay, and there's another door over there. Can you see the entrance on the other side of the building?
Yeah, he says it looks like they're coming up to the front.
Okay, with that in mind, do I see doors leading to this other side that are open?
Yeah, you can run all the way around inside the little glass hallway outside. So if you need to get like anywhere on the perimeter of this compound, you can run along any of those sides.
Okay, then very quickly I look at breakdown. What are you doing in this current situation?
Nothing.
You're just standing there kind of like, oh god, oh god.
Yeah.
Just looking a little scared. The land spirit just like pats you on the head.
Yeah, I'm like standing, like the more stressed out I get, the closer I've gotten to the land spirit, like needing literal grounding. Just like
Okay, I look at breakdown because Bonbon's already inside of this thing hacking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
I look at breakdown and say, breakdown, this is very important. Me and Night's Ass are gonna run over to the other side of the building. You use this fucking spirit to guard this fucking door. If anyone comes through, it's up to you. Because we're gonna be nowhere here. All right.
Okay. All right. I got it.
Gavin, I know you can't see me right now, but if you hear breakdown start shrieking like the little man that he is, I'm sorry, breakdown. Feel free to come back and help him out. Sorry.
So Gavin,
You were so
I was
close.
so close.
you want Gavin to go with you? So Knight's Ass, Crusher, and Gavin are all.
No, I want Gavin to stay here, but
Okay.
if they need help to come out of his... I want him to keep giving me updates on what they're doing, but I want him to stay here in case they break through the door.
Yep. Yep, that
But
makes
you
sense.
warned them. Wasn't that enough? Your super smart warning? Didn't fall for it?
Look, you never know with these military type, all right? We're crazy. Well, you never know what they're going to do. And I just start, we got to go. And I just start like running towards the other door.
Okay.
Can I summon another concrete spirit?
You want another land spirit? Sure.
Yeah. How many can I have at once? Like, how many
I
can I
think-
manage?
Yeah, I think that it's limited by your let's see. Spirits vanish, yada yada yada. I think it's like a total amount of force based on your like magic attribute.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where I read that, but I think for right now we'll go with that.
So my magic is 6. I have a force
No, but
4.
that doesn't make sense because you can summon ones that are bigger than your. Yeah, bigger than your attribute. I don't know for sure because I don't think you've ever had a bunch at once.
You've
Yeah.
had 2 bird spirits up.
I've had
Yeah,
two.
you had two
I've
little
had 2
ones.
little birds out before, but like if I wanted to have another earth spirit or land spirit, would it have to be like if this one's force 4? Can I only make one that's worth force 2?
Oh, it's a number of
Oh.
spirits. It's a number of spirits equal to your charisma, regardless of how powerful they are. So you can summon.
Oh,
what's your
I can
charisma?
have 5 of them.
Yeah, you can have 5 total. Yeah.
What?
Breakdown
Cool.
just found her true power.
Yeah, you can be a fucking spirit Pokemon.
You were
master.
useful this whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to summon another one then.
Another land spirit. Okay.
This.
Yeah.
How many weeks? What week is this?
28.
28
Look.
weeks, and Dodger finally realizes. Finally is given that critical piece of information.
So excited.
Why are we even
Okay.
here in person?
That's true. You could just have like little elemental groups.
The problem with having a bunch of spirits around is that other people, like mages, can seize control of them.
Right.
But that's all it does. So okay, so you're gonna summon another one. So how much?
Yeah.
What was the force on this one?
I rolled for force 4 and I got 3 successes.
Okay, so you have another force for. Cool. Okay.
So now I need to roll drain.
That's
Right?
another one. Yep. Yeah. Roll your drain. It's resisted with.
Does she get a
charisma.
dice penalty or anything for having?
No,
one
because
out?
once you've summoned the spirit, it exists on its own. It's bound to the promise that you made with
Gotcha.
it, and so it'll just stick around. So it's M to L, L to nothing. You're good to go. Okay, so you got 2,
Cool.
2 land spirits. You get your bodyguards.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So I guess let's find out what Bonbon's doing. Avec la Matrix. So you shunt into and maybe somewhere in a distant aspect of your ability to perceive, you hear the like thud of the C4 going off, and you can hear talking, but you kind of tuned it out.
Virtually, right?
Yeah, we just have the vast blackness of the matrix, and because you're not attached to the public matrix, all you have is the I/O ports, like built-in interface. So there's this like sphere of silver kind of just in front of you, and if you can open that, it'll give you access to the rest of the rest of the network.
Okay. Great. So can I just try to access it?
Yeah. So it has protection. You need to overcome its cyber programs. So I think that what happens, when you are in the system, it's like Guardian breaks off and comes to like obtain login protocols from you. So maybe part of the silvery like orb, like a drop of sort of quicksilver, like drops off of it and then forms into the shape of kind of a vaguely like knight-looking thing with like a shield and a spear, and it requests your login credentials.
I don't even attempt. I just straight up like run an attack program against this
You
thing.
just like fuck you, buddy.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So it's an access program. So you need to defeat it with either deception or sleaze, or just crash it using a combat utility. What utility do you want to
I'll use
on?
deception.
Okay. So you're just gonna try to trick it into thinking you're allowed to have access.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So deception. You can roll the rating of the utility.
Now when you go plus on your software skills, like that doesn't have any adverse effect, because that would just be if I'm making a general software roll, right?
Yeah,
Like
or if you're coding new software.
Gotcha.
This is just running an existing program.
Okay, I'm gonna add 2. What's my target?
Let me check. Its rating is your target number is 4.
4. Okay.
And I'm just trying to find the page for deception here.
6 successes.
Damn.
Nice.
I got
Damn.
shit out of that thing.
Okay. Deception program. Let's see. Creates fake passcodes to deceive ice. Doesn't affect barrier or black ice. That's fine. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So what does that look like in the Matrix? This like Night Guardian appears and requests your passcode.
You mean what does it look like when I deceive?
Yeah. Just give us some of that sweet neon Matrix shit.
Yeah, so actually, it's what happens is you see like two bonbons just sort of like bouncing there, and then you see them just go into this like intense concentration, and they just start like eyes are shut, and they say, and it says like concentration intensifies, and then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, boop, this little like made out of licorice key comes like that swirls on the end, and then it like makes this perfect thing. And then
Awesome.
the bonbon just like shoves it into the night. And
Okay, awesome. So when the licorice key like turns, the night like is reabsorbed into the big sphere, and the sphere opens and becomes a portal, and you can see beyond it the little like bits of light flying around, the like data transferring through the system. So so you wanna jump in and take a look at the network?
yes.
Okay. All right. So if you want to take the time, you can to run an analyze program against the network and see what you can see from here. Get an idea of the net. Otherwise, you're only going to see the immediate next node.
Right.
In the system.
Right. And that's fine. That's a good call. So
Okay.
I roll.
Roll your analyze program in exactly the same way you just did.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. So from here, from the I/O port, you can see that you have a direct shot to the CPU. So the main processing system for the network. There's also several outs from the CPU. So the CPU is used as the main hub. From here, you can see an out to a data store, an out to several slaved subsystems. That's probably the security. And I think that out is like obviously Sadercrep programming. It was added on later. And then another link that leads out, but you can't tell where it goes because there's just like a massive barrier up. All of them have traffic control programs running on them. You got in, but you're going to have to spoof or like avoid those traffic control programs if you move from system to system. But the data store and the slaved hardware you can see from here. The other system, who knows what it is, but it's well defended.
There's obviously this moment in like the Matrix where you see the bonbons like looking at each of them and like continuously staring at this huge like giant towering, can't see the top of it, like wall that obviously is just beckoning them to penetrate them.
Yeah.
And even looking at the data store going, I bet we can find out exactly where Javier is from there. But knowing that the right choice to make sure that the team is okay is to go for the security first.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to try to get into into that system?
Yes, but keep in mind, like as the move happens, one bonbon begins moving that way, but the other one like continues to stare at that giant like hack me wall in front of it. And then there's that cartoony stretch where finally the one bonbon like goes.
Right.
Is that right?
Awesome. Okay. Let's take a look at what happens when you. Here we go. So you start making your way through the CPU. There's all these like towers of data that operate the building and make up the database. And they're shining their neon light on you as you kind of like weave through their alleys. And as you make your way towards the port that leads to the security system, you notice that you've picked up a tail. There are several kind of like dragonfly looking, like they look like they're made out of like green glass, like dragonflies made of glass, like kind of like flying in behind you, and they're definitely like following you through the system.
So at this point, can I use like a masking program to just try to hide myself?
Yes. Yeah, what program do you want to use?
Masking.
Oh, okay. So I think hold on, I want to take a look at the list of programs.
Well,
'Cause I think that
masking is like
part of your
a core program, right?
Yeah, it's part of your
So maybe
it's a stat for your persona. It's not a program.
then maybe deception would be a masking program, I think.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to just try and feed them the same passcode as before, or like you want to run another passcode,
or make them see me as something I am not.
Yeah, I mean, deception is specifically for making up passwords.
Deceiving,
like,
I see.
I belong here.
That I don't know that I have anything else that would actually hide me.
Okay.
So
these things I'm actually going to roll. These things scan you once they detect you in the system.
Okay.
This is where the masking of your deck comes in. So what is your masking stat?
6.
Okay. All right, so they got a dice pool. Target number is 6. All right, so it's going to try to scan you here. Okay, so they're scanning you, but you're able to kind of like dodge them a little bit. They're following you, but they can't get a good lock on. And as long as you stay in the system, they're going to keep following you and trying to like figure you out. Now, you can't tell just by looking at them what kind of ice they are, but if you stop to run and analyze, that'll give them time to assess you, but you'll also know what you're up against.
I just keep going then.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna hit the door and pass from the CPU into the other system. Okay. So while you're doing that, while these things are happening, meanwhile, back outside, Crusher and Nightsass, you're making your way towards the other side.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So as you go, the holograms light up as you pass by them. So you get some like vague kind of blurring, and it's the only real light in here. There's the light coming through the wall, but you get lit up by these blue and green holograms as you pass them, and you come to the edge. You come to the corner up here, and you can see there's the big double doors that lead into the facility on the eastern side, and you can see the dark shapes of 2 jeeps sitting still idling like out on the road, and a group of soldiers who are approaching the outside doors.
Okay. As we're running, I asked Gavin for like live updates, and
Sure.
one of the things I specifically ask if any of them does not have a gun on their person, but is still like fatigued.
How many, when we see those groups of people, how many are in each group?
Each jeep had 3 people in it, so there's six of these soldiers total.
So I asked Gavin that. Does he respond?
Yeah, they're all armed. They all have assault rifles and sidearms.
What type of doors are we looking at? Is same as the other side?
Pretty much the same, yeah. Like a double panel frosted glass door on the outside, and then another door on the inside that's like 2 big like wooden, not wood, they're probably wood paneled reinforced doors on this side.
As we turn the corner, does it just look like another lobby?
Yeah, I mean the whole building is shaped kind of like, you can't really like tell from the outside, but like this is the building, and then there's this like walkway around the outside where y'all are, and the outside, this window or this thing is glass, and then this is the actual wall.
Yeah.
And so you guys are here, and the soldiers are coming from this direction.
Okay, I want to fire off assault cannon round at the door with the goal of having it like crash down on itself and impede them.
Okay, so you just want to like blast it. So the door's closed, right? So you just want to like fire from here, shatter that door out. That'll give them access to this area, but it'll definitely startle them.
Well, I'm trying to shoot like above the door so that it crumbles down, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to create a obstruction of them coming in rather than just trying to scare them.
Okay. So I mean, all the walls on the outside are glass. So if you
There's
shot at the
nothing
ceiling,
above though. Yeah.
I mean, there's like an overhang, like a ceiling overhang, and if you shoot that, it'll fall in. But really, if they're intent on getting in, they can get in anywhere, not just through the door.
Because it's all glass.
Because it's all glass. Yeah, they could just breach and
Right.
get through.
Okay. There's no way to like have a delayed explosion on my assault cannon to where I could shoot it through the glass and have it explode on the cars, right?
No, not with its standard. I mean, you'd have to get a missile launcher for that.
Okay, this is what if what if I tell Nightsass to shoot the glass out and then I fire an assault cannon round through it?
Yeah, like once the glass is broken.
Yeah, Because glass should go pretty quick if there's just an AK round firing at it, right?
Well, remember it's reinforced like bulletproof glass. Like it was acting as cover on the other side.
But they're not going to rush through AK fire.
No, they definitely will not.
So that's what I say. Knight's Ass, start trying to take down that glass. Just keep shooting at it. I'll buy you ammo. Don't worry about it.
I got money, Crusher. Okay.
All right, this is not the time. I don't care about your social status, Knight's Ass. Just shoot down the fucking glass.
All right. I started
I'm
shooting
like
at the
reloading
glass.
my assault cannon and getting it all situated.
Okay.
I bend down in my super sick form-fitted body armor. You know.
It creaks erotically. All right. So you, what do you want to do? Do you want to just like unload the whole clip into the wall, or because it's bulletproof glass, so it'll take a little work to get it down.
Well, you see, with my smart linked gas fence 3 shock padded heated up gun, I don't think it would take the whole clip.
It depends on how big a hole you want to make. If you just want to make a space big enough for Crusher to shoot through, it's totally fine. It wouldn't take the whole clip.
If it would help, I'll also shoot it with my infilled shotgun and then just like swap over to the other cannon. But I guess I see what happens with her shooting it first.
I
Okay.
start shooting.
All right, so it's a matter of course, not a matter of like whether or not it's going to happen. So let's see how many bursts it takes. So I'll just roll a d6 and see how many bursts it takes for you to knock it down. Okay, so it takes 18 shots, 6 bursts.
Of course you roll 6.
But it happens fast, right? Because you just like fire a bunch of shots into the glass, and it immediately starts to like. At first, it's like light crackling and the like plinking, and then it falls, and there's the sort of like water sound of all the glass like, hitting the ground at once. Outside, the soldiers, you can hear them shouting to each other. They seem to be running for like cover behind the vans. You got a pretty clear shot at a couple of them. What do you want to shoot at, Crusher?
With the car.
Yeah, I just want to shoot at the van or the Jeep you can see.
Yeah, I mean, the assault cannon, by definition of the game, is an anti-vehicle.
Anti-vehicle weapon. Yep.
And it'll do 10d4 to it, so.
Okay. All right. Well, you don't need to roll to hit because it's just out there.
Yeah.
But actually, I guess you should because you can do more damage if you hit. You can stage it up. So go ahead and do that. You're at short range. It hasn't moved. You're shooting through a hole in the glass, so let's just call it target number 4 with everything included. Because you have smart link.
I have a smart link on it as well as wired reflexes, but that doesn't matter actually.
Yeah, the smart link will help. We'll call it 4 with everything.
All right.
And, roll it. We'll see if you stage it up.
4 successes.
Okay, so it reduces 1 die of armor because you stage it up from deadly. So the car has to, or the Jeep has to resist a hit. So let's see the closest thing to a Jeep in this.
Look for a cardboard box. That will also
Totally.
not be the same.
Okay, so it's probably got a body of 4 because it's small. Armor 1. Okay, I'll roll to resist damage. So body dice 4. No dodge pool because it's a Jeep. And you said it was 10d4?
10d4 slash
Okay, and it won't get its armor.
5s2 is what I have, and I think it's primarily made for cars, so it's 10d4.
Yeah, I think we figured this out before. It's one of those is definitely the vehicle one. I think you've been doing 10d4 to people though.
Really?
So I think it's the lower one.
That would make sense, I guess, because they would take less damage as a car.
Yeah, so it's still a deadly wound though. So you staged it up with that. So it's, what did you say it was?
5s2.
5s2. Okay, so you stage it up twice. So yeah, S to D, D again, and it removes its armor. So I just have a lower target number to resist it. That's all. Target number 5, armor rating nothing. And I got 3 successes, so I stage it down once. So it's a serious weapon. Yeah, you've fucked up the vehicle. It doesn't just blow up completely, but you put a shot through the engine block. It's not going to start. It's on fire. There's a sudden loud report, and then the Jeep is just burning, and they've scattered. and you can hear them over the sound of the fire. The soldiers like shouting to each other. One of them seems to be like shouting orders, and they're speaking a language that I'm definitely sure none of you can understand, but it's not German.
All right, I scream, "This isn't your fight. Get out of here. You don't want none of this. I got 30 guys in here." And I look at Knight's ass and kind of like throw my hands up. And then I guess I'm just like, we just got away here, all right? It's up to Bonbon now.
But it's not German.
It's definitely not German.
That is so specific. Like,
Well, I just wanted I wanted you to know that these are different guys than the other ones. They're not just dressed differently. Like these people are, yeah, they're different.
oh, okay.
So they're like shouting to each other, and then I think one of them in English, like shouts, basically just trying to like get you to surrender. They're like, we have the building surrounded, we have additional troops on the way. If you put your weapons down now, we won't have to kill you, basically. And I think that one of them, like the guy that's yelling, definitely mentions something about you've about this being sovereign, like council land, and that you're under the jurisdiction of the Salish Council, and it would be best for you to just put your weapons down and chill.
Okay, I'm reading, so hold on. Okay, so I look at Knight's ass and go, we were in a situation once, and Mr. Universe said that he needed a negotiator before we went outside. So I'm going to go with that, all right? Do you agree?
You're gonna negotiate?
It's just going to buy time for Bonbon. That's the goal here.
Are you gonna die, Crusher?
What? No, they're just going to send in a negotiator.
You think so? I'm pretty sure they're telling us to drop our weapons.
Well,
And
that's
I
not
look
going
menacingly
to
at
happen.
them.
Do you think I'm going to drop this fucking weapon?
Can you? Isn't that part of your body?
Some would say. All right, some would say. Should we get the negotiator? Or are we just going to stay here? What do you think?
Do they have? Are you sure they have one?
No, I have no idea. I don't even know who these guys are. They might just say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. By time.
Yo,
Okay, so
we
stand
need
here
a
looking
negotiator
cool.
right now. Send a man in. We won't harm him. Make sure he's wearing a white vest so we know not to shoot him.
Just go get a white vest and bring it back.
I was like, Mr. Universe said that too. It's smart thinking.
So you yell that out to them. Meanwhile, on the other side of the building, breakdown. Gavin like nudges you and says, "I think our German friends are outside, are gearing up for another run." And you look, and you can see that the two that were injured have been like dragged back, and you don't see the other two. You don't see the lightly injured and the uninjured guy. Like they seem to have gone.
Okay. I look to Bonbon and realize that she's like checked out.
Eyes
then
in the back of
I
my
look
head.
to Gavin and I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know like good battle strategies or like what is a good idea in this situation. I made these, but I don't know what to tell them to do. And you have the most experience, so I'm gonna defer to you and what you think would be best because no, like the person I would typically go to is preoccupied.
Yeah, Gavin is like nodding and like hearing you. And he says, "Look, I think." He like kind of looks around. "I think you underestimate yourself. You know more about what's going on here than you think. Like, I'm not good at giving orders, but these things, like what's them? I mean, you know how they work. I'm gonna leave that up to you. I'm trying to be eyes in the sky for both sides of this building, and Crusher and Night Size have their own problems to deal with. If you need me, if you need those drones, you let me know. But I mean, this is in your hands. You can." And he kind of like looks like seriously, takes him a second, like looks seriously at you, and he's like, "You can do this."
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is so we're in the perimeter around the like actual major compound right now. there's the door that we breached, and then the
Yep.
door right behind that is the one that we're currently breaching.
Yes. Yeah, the little progress bar is filling.
Right. Okay, then I'm going to the one who hasn't been given any orders yet. I'm going
The
to
new one.
yeah, the new baby.
Rocky.
Yeah, Rock Lee. Rock Lee is going to I'm going to ask him to protect Bonbon, stay next to Bonbon. And then the other one Rock Smee is going to
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him to like. So what do I see the dudes outside doing?
You
Just
don't.
like get.
They're gone. Yeah, you don't know where they are.
Fuck.
Yeah,
fuck.
Gavin was
Okay.
just like, I lost sight of them. They're probably gearing up for another run at the door.
Okay. I'm going to have him. There's one bit of the glass that's shattered, right?
Yeah, there's like a panel that's been broken. Yep.
If I put one like right inside the door that we already breached, and then one next to Bonbon, is that redundant? Like, how close are they to each other then?
I mean, they're like blocking the door, but the thing, and this is the realization Crusher came to earlier, if the Satyr Corrupt team wants to get in here, they probably won't go through the door. They'll probably just blow a hole in the glass somewhere else.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Nice jam.
Okay, okay. So here's Bonbon, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I want one standing next to Bonbon, but facing this way. And then
Okay.
the other one facing the other way.
To just make a Bonbon perimeter.
And then
I want-
another one
well,
that
I
just
want-
puts its arms around.
Exactly. They just merge into a sphere of
No,
rock.
I mean,
Which, you know, that's fine.
where Bonbon, Gavin, and I are, I want them to be on either side of us, facing
Perfect.
opposite directions of the perimeter.
Yeah. Okay. So when you tell them that, what's the command that you're giving? Like, protect us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they both settle in. They move sort of like lumber to either side and then sort of reform a little bit and like kind of root to the ground. So they shift a bunch of their weight down. They kind of like lower and get like broad and kind of like just stop.
They go into siege mode.
Yeah, totally. They go into siege mode.
Great.
and like block the sides. So you have these like walls of like sort of gently like rattling stone on either side of you. Yeah, blocking the way. And meanwhile, inside the system, so we fade into the brilliant matrix space. What are you doing, Bonbon? You wanna move to the security system?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. So when you get to the let's see, between the IO and the CPU. Okay, so there's you get to the port and there's a barrier in the way. So you need a different set of credentials to pass into the security. And this time, when you get to the door, it's like a big kind of medieval looking like stone door with like torches on either side, and the torchlight is like neon pink. And there's like a big silver like dragon curled up in front of the door, like sleeping.
Okay. I mean, I picked up no credentials, so I would assume I have to like decrypt and to try to get through.
Yeah, you'd have to use the same program you used.
Or
to get to the other
deception,
one,
rather.
or-
Yeah.
you have to
Deception.
use deception.
Yeah, my bad.
Yup. Okay. So for this one, for deception, you're gonna need. Let me take a look at this program. The intrusion countermeasures. Oh, okay. So for this one, you actually have to use sleaze. It's not asking for credentials. It doesn't care what your password is. It just knows it's locked. This system is locked from the outside.
Okay. So I actually
You could break it down with a combat utility, or you could sleaze it.
I don't have sleaze, so I think I only have one option.
Okay.
Attack.
Alrighty. So what attack do you want to use on it? Your combat utility program.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is my signature Rainbow Blast.
Okay, Rainbow Rambo. So your attack program is your main weapon. It does damage to its target after you successfully execute it. It needs to make a resisted success test, and if you don't kill it outright, it will engage you in cyber combat. Though it is just a barrier, so it's gonna just stay in place. So basically, what'll happen here is that every round you get a chance to crash it, but you have to work on it. So you're just dumping Rainbow onto it, hoping it'll disintegrate, and the dragonflies are gonna keep scanning you while you do that.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and roll attack. It's going to it's got its the target number is, let's see, resistance test using its own rating for the number of dice and the persona's sensor rating for the target. Oh, that's analyze. Okay, it's got 6, so target number is 6.
Okay. One success.
Ooh, okay. All right, so now it rolls to resist that. Each extra success is a wound on the target. So what's the rating of your attack program?
6.
Okay, nice. Number 6. So basically, to avoid it, all it needs to do is get 1 success against you. And it doesn't. Okay. All right. So you deal it 1 damage. The scales of the dragon, like the dragon wakes up and like kind of like roars at you and like breathes fire in your direction, but it's all bark, right? It can't actually attack you. It's trying to frighten you off. And you start to like blast it with your rainbow beams, and its scales start to disintegrate and turn into little like gumdrops and fall off. But it's gonna take some time. You're basically like welding a hole in a wall.
Right.
And
Okay.
while that's happening, the dragonflies buzz in behind you, and their eyes, they're like big multi-segmented eyes, start to glow and are passing like beams of light over you, trying to scan through your masking.
Okay.
So let's see here. So they're scanning you, and they have a rating of 6, and your masking is 6, you said?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, slow going for them too. So basically what happens here is like you need to break down the ice faster than they can scan you. And I need a certain number of successes before they
Gotcha.
figure out who you are. But you're just like hunched over trying to break this dragon down.
Okay.
Okay. So meanwhile, back outside, the mystery soldiers and Knight's Ass and Crusher, what are you doing? Basically, like you've fallen into you're both kind of like hiding behind cover. They're behind the existing Jeep, and there's a moment of sort of tension. You can just hear the Jeep burning, and that sort of orange light is filtering into the hallway.
Did they respond to my request for a negotiator?
Maybe let's make a charisma check and see if they do.
I should have suggested for it.
I mean, yeah, you can have Knight's House make the roll if you want.
Could I?
That's
I'm
something
gonna be a little bit metagamey. Could she assist in some way? Could I get a +1 or something like that?
Yeah. If Knight's House
I
is
mean, you'll
help.
get way more than +1 if I do it.
I know, but I feel like that. Yeah, let's just let Kaitlyn do this because she has a higher roll.
I mean, that's
Well-
fair, but I mean, you could say like, or Knight's House could easily step in and be like, you should let me talk to them. Right?
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's a
what-
thing that would make sense in character because she's the face, right? She's the one that usually gets success when she talks to people. So I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
actually what would have happened. That's why I don't think it's metagamey.
Okay, yeah, I'm totally okay
And I'm
with that.
pretty anti-metagamey.
Sure. Make it
All right,
the
so
roll.
you wanna talk to them, Knight's Ass? Are you just shouting? Are you gonna like go out there with your hands up, or?
Don't go out there.
No, I'm shouting at them while holding up my AK and kind of like, you know, like when you kind of like jab it forwards, but it doesn't mean anything. But I'm doing that with all my inflictions. Like, give us your negotiator.
Send in a negotiator. Okay.
And I'm trying to keep a straight face because even though it's really serious and there is a lot of tension, I think this is so stupid. Like, I think like this is Crusher's idea, and I don't think it's gonna work. But
Okay, so you can't. Are you? I guess my question is like, are you gonna go out so they can see you, or are you like hide? Because right now you're just voices shouting from behind the.
no, I'm not going out. But I have a very convincing voice.
Okay. All right. So they can. I mean, they can. You can see each other through the glass, right? You see the shapes and the silhouettes and stuff. I think that their response is to cast a spell on you. I think that's what they respond with. But let's find out. Make a charisma roll, and if you succeed,
Well, I'm glad you actually did this then.
What's
Then
the
they hesitate.
target number?
Well, okay. You don't have any hostages. You are basically just saying like negotiate with us for no reason. Let's
Well, we've threatened that there's C4 all around the building.
Yes, yeah. So that I mean, you're like we have the building like rigged to explode. Okay, let's say target number 6.
Let me think if so I also have so I have negotiation 4. So this is negotiation.
It is a negotiation test, yeah. Yeah, because if you were just rolling charisma, it would be like target number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh wait.
I love that you're like literally. It's literally a bomb threat. You're like, we will blow up this building.
We came full circle, finally.
Finally.
One
Did I do
success.
the wrong one? Oh, okay.
No, you rolled a
Okay.
10. 10
All
and
right.
a 5, a 3, and a 3.
So they're not gonna cast spells at you yet. They're like they take your bomb threat seriously, even though it's not real.
Oh,
And
we're real.
one of them says one of them says okay, let's not get hasty here. We'll send somebody to negotiate. And you hear
White
them,
vest, don't forget it.
all right, so you're them
Yeah,
talking,
white vest.
and
Shut up, Knight's ass.
ostensibly
What
they're
the
gonna send somebody to negotiate.
Okay.
Okay.
If you need one of our guys for like, so that we don't fuck up, I got one here for you.
I'm not going
All right.
out there. Why would you say that, Knight's ass? That's a...
Okay. So let's maybe jump back into the other hallway. So behind your wall of spirits, of land spirits, you don't see anybody. But also, if you want to get a better look around, you can leave your body, right? Now that your body's like being protected by the
I was thinking
spirits.
about that. Yeah. I also wanted to ask, there's no type of spirit that I can summon that can heal, right? That's like purely a thing that I do.
Yeah, I don't think any of the spirits have like healing powers, but I don't want to lie to you. Let me take a look.
Can you summon a spirit that heals and summons other spirits and also role plays over Skype?
Hold on, I got this.
Next time the doctor's just gone. There's just a rock with a face painted on it sitting in your chair. Let's see. Okay, so the powers that the spirits have, I don't think so. I don't think any of the spirits have like healing power.
Right.
Yeah, like concealment, confusion, guard, the land spirits. Yeah, no, they're just basically like defense or attack. Even like a hearth spirit doesn't have like a healing ability.
Okay. Okay. I turn to Gavin and I say, I'm going to leave my body astrally for just a second to check on the other guys and make sure that they're okay. Because if they need healing, I should probably go help them. But if not, I'll be back like literally seconds. I promise.
He nods. Okay.
Okay. I sit and poof, pop out.
All right. Cool. So you emerge from your body. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go check on Knight's Ass and Crusher to
Okay.
make sure that they're okay. I don't know. Like, this is all happening like simultaneously, right? So at what point would I be showing up there?
I think probably right after this last like Knight's asked him, and maybe you catch the end of that conversation where they're like arguing with each other.
White vest.
Yeah, exactly.
They seem fine. Great. Okay. Do I see anything in astral space that concerns me? Like outside amongst this group of military peeps?
Yeah. Do you want to go look?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you pass through the glass. Yeah, there are 6 like military dudes. Two of them are elves. The other 4 are humans. And they, now that you can see, like they you recognize the mark of the Salish Shi like military. Right? They're like local military. One of them looks up and like looks right at you.
Yeah.
And I don't think he. Yeah, no, I think he sees you, and he taps one of his friends and does like a hand signal, and then kind of goes limp, and his friend like reaches out to catch him, and you see him emerge from his body.
Fuck.
And now you can communicate because you're both in astral space. And he says, it's one of the elves, he says in Sparathiel, but it's transmitted like instantaneously because you're in astral space.
Right.
He says, hold it right there.
Shit! I don't know how astral space works. Wait, okay. If I run, he's just gonna chase me.
He might, yeah.
But he can't do anything if I get back to my body.
I mean, he could follow you to your body.
Fuck, that's true. But then why wouldn't he have done what I just did in the first place? To just like pop out of his body and like see what's up. I guess.
I mean,
because,
because someone was shooting explosive shells at their Jeep, probably.
right. There's
This is
that.
the first time he's had a chance. Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay, well, why don't we take a break when that happens? Why don't we like
Shit,
the spirit
okay.
emerges and yeah, and you see him and he's like, hold it right there, and you're just like, "Ugh," and then
What
we
what does he look like?
So he's an elf and he's wearing like long, like wizardly looking, like flowy, like robes. He's got a silver crown kind of like floating up over his head. And he has this sort of like sparkling aura of energy. He thinks highly of himself, if this is
Right. Okay.
Great.
Cool. Great. All right.
Breakdowns find the Elf King. Can't wait.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll take our final break here, then come back and go into the final hour of Mirrorshades week 29, 28, something like that. I don't know. I should know the number. What did I just tweet? I just tweeted what it was.
It's
We're going to get
28.
this right. It's 28. All right, we'll be right back after this quick break. We'll see you guys then.